What did you guys think of the Civil War trailer versus the new Batman v Superman trailer?
Oh my god. Batman, I started liking when the trailer started, it's 3-minute trailer. So minute 1, awesome. Minute and a half, going great. After that, it was like, okay, you kind of telling me the story here. What's going on? And then for the last minute, I was like, okay, you just told me the whole fucking story, didn't you? Well,
I even if they didn't, even if there's some other crazy shit happening, what they showed is too much in general. Yeah. Like, spoilers or not, it's too much. And for me, it's like the fact the cardinal sin was putting Batman beside Superman. It's like you literally erased the conflict of the title of the film.
Saying. It's like, okay, we all know, I'm sure even average filmmakers know at some point these guys are going to team up, right?
Yeah.
But the fact is, you're supposed to market what the title of this movie is, Batman versus Superman. So because you reveal that, all we're thinking about in the end, because there could be a chance that this movie still doesn't end. I mean, it's a very, 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 very slim chance, but it's a chance nonetheless that this movie could have possibly ended with them still hating the shit out of each other, right?
Yeah.
And leave it to Justice League to sort of repair that relationship. But you reveal that very key element in your marketing. Not everyone is going to go into this movie knowing that no matter how many times these guys battle, they're just gonna make up in the end. No
one likes a CG creature we haven't seen before. That is never a good thing. Like, no one cares about CG monsters. Like that is not good marketing. So the idea of like Batman versus Superman. They have Superman now, right? And they got to work with that. They have to repair the mixed reactions of Man of Steel. And you're bringing in a Batman who, like, in the trailer so far, kind of looks awesome. So they're doing a good job with that. But instead of, like, doubling down on that and then, throwing in Lex as kind of maybe he's the reason this shit's happening, they kind of ignore all that shit right away. And then they random incidences of, like, Wonder Woman. And, like, they made her goofy and corny with her little cosplay pose at the end of that trailer. It's because she's such a badass. It's like, why did they do that?
I think this was supposed to be their sort of when the first Avengers I think maybe it happened in the second
trailer and all together
Avengers, when it did the camera rotation. Even though we saw that in the trailer, it was still such a cool scene that people still applauded when they
it was cool because we knew those characters. So we only know they literally, like, in this franchise, which they're desperately trying to catch up to what Marvel's doing. It's like we only know Henry Cavill, and half the people who saw that movie didn't like him or the movie. So it's like, now you're focusing on Batman we haven't met yet, Wonder Woman who's never had a film before, and we already know there's going to be Aquaman, Cyborg, and Flash appearances. And it's like, oh god, guys, like, what is this movie going to be about? Like,
they less is more. That would have worked for this trailer. And as for the Cap trailer, Disney knows how to market a movie. They without revealing too much of what the story is, they tell you, okay, they give the indication that Bucky is central to the why this whole Civil War thing is going on.
And you care about that because you've seen him twice now.
Right.
You know what
I mean? And, because you care about Cap and Tony so much, that when you saw that end fight, which is, you could say that's also a big reveal, but we cared about it. We liked seeing that because we know what that means. It means so much, the fact that there's double teaming Tony,
it's cool because they never show the conflict that starts that war. You know what I mean? They only show the Bucky connection,
right?
And they don't show any of the other they don't show Spider-Man. Right. They don't show Vision. You know what I mean? Like, they don't show like Ant-Man doing his thing. So that's like, they held so much back, but they've earned that with someone. Every aspect of that trailer has so many layers. Like Black Widow playing both sides. You've seen her in like 5 movies so far, and you've seen her fought alongside Cap. You know what I mean? Yeah. And you've seen Bucky's transformation, which dates back to World War II, and they earned that. And then Iron Man, you've seen like 8 movies, and you're like, shit, I kind of get it. And like the reason they're fighting is over these incidents you've seen over the last 4 years in cinema. So it's like, you gotta if you want your conflict to matter and the characters to matter and like twisting the relationships to matter, you have to form the characters, the conflicts, and the twists. And they haven't done that with Batman v Superman. I'm so scared for that film. I was so sold by that first teaser.
Yep.
I was like, yeah, they're gonna make up for this. And then I saw this one and I was like, God, are you joking, guys? Really?
I was scared. Yeah, I'm nervous. I'm actually nervous.
I told you.
It's scary. Man. I feel bad because like there's so much like Marvel versus DC shit on the webs, but it's like, man, like the trailer speaks for itself. I mean, half the people are shitting on this trailer for reasons, and it's like Warner Bros. Has to understand that. Like,
it reeks of desperation,
big time.
But as cool as that that last scene was in the Cap 3 trailer, didn't you get the vibe that, wait a second, we've seen Iron Man do some crazy fast movements with that suit. How is he gonna let two dudes double team him with a goddamn shield?
Yeah, it's
or he could be sabotaged. He could have Ant-Man rattling around inside his suit.
Like my take with a lot of people are theorizing that he's holding back purposefully because it is Cap.
Oh, he totally is. Yeah. Because even in the Civil War comics, like when he meets, there's a story where he meets Steve Rogers like secretly on the side.
Yeah.
And takes his armor off. And they fight like fist to fist, and then the other time they meet up, which is ridiculous because Tony Stark's not superhuman. But there's another scene when they meet up, and like Steve Rogers wants to talk, and he has he tricks him with this electric thing, on his hand, and it kind of disables his suit, and that could be before they beat the shit out of him. But yeah, you're right. I mean, if they were trying to kill each other, they'd be killing each other. But that's not what it's about, right? Yeah. So,
but I just wonder if, because we saw the stake, we saw that there was actual stakes in the Civil War comic, and then there was actual repercussion at the end of it. I just hope that there's actual stakes in this movie, and
I think there will be,
not just like, okay, we just have a small disagreement and you'll see a few skirmishes here and there, and after that it's like them trying to fight Baron Zemo or whatever. And then he's another thing we gotta, like, is Baron Zemo a real presence in this movie, or are they gonna get rid of him like they did Strucker like in like 5 minutes? You know what I mean?
Well, the good news is Strucker was ridiculous because they killed him off, which was stupid because that was a cool actor and a cool character design. That's a waste. But in this one, we know from when that trailer came out, and I forget which magazine. I want to say it was Entertainment Weekly or Empire or something, had interviews up, and they said Martin Freeman's character and Daniel Bruhl's, who's playing Strucker or Zemo, they're both being set up for feature movies.
Yeah. So.
And the rumor when Bruhl signed up was that he would be a villain in Doctor Strange, which is strange because he's not been mentioned in any of the official stuff with that. But we know it's like all signs are pointing towards Martin Freeman's character coming back for Black Panther, given who he could be playing. But
what if, say, for at least the first half of Infinity War, the Avengers have to fight the Masters of Evil, and that's
okay. We are deviating from Star Wars, and I love it. Yes, I think that's in both parts. I think in Avengers Infinity War Part 1, you're gonna have none of the original Avengers except maybe one,
right?
Maybe Stark, and the rest of that team are all the newcomers you meet in Phase 3. And if Marvel gets their head out of their ass, it's also the Defenders.
Right.
That's your guys. And then in Part 2, you get all the returnees. Like Thor finds his way back to Earth. Yeah. We learn that Steve Rogers, who I'm assuming is going to be a fake death somewhere along the lines, probably in Civil War, he makes his return as the last stand. You know what I mean? All these guys come back. And then, so they made a very conscious effort to kill these villains, big villains from the comics, way too fast. And most of their deaths have to do with Infinity Stones. So presumably you could just, if you get all the Infinity Stones, you just bring all of them back. And wouldn't that be cool if Ronan the Accuser came back and they could eventually redeem him? And if Red Skull comes back, and you know what I mean? Like that would be epic. And then you give the Avengers something to fight, you know?
Yeah. So like, you know, Baron, or, because, you know, the rumors that they're maybe working on a Thunderbolt show, but I don't know if
I may have started that rumor. I want that to happen so bad with Ross coming back, and then them introducing Elektra and Punisher, and Daredevil, and it's like that. And you know, if the leader, if the Ross is coming back, they can bring back the leader. And if you do that, you team them up with Punisher and Elektra, and you know what I mean. That's cool.
Yeah. So, I expect to probably see Baron Zemo at least in the first half of the Infinity War somewhere. Because other than them mentioning probably that he'll show up in Doctor Strange, I don't see any other film he could show up in the Phase 3.
It's true. It's a great way, like if they pull that off with Infinity War, to like reset the franchise, because now whatever actors are going to stick around, they'll re-sign, and that could be everyone now that Kevin Feige's fully in charge and they're willing to spend. And I think very quickly Chris Evans and Chris Hemsworth are realizing they ain't making much money outside of Marvel. So that changes minds quick. I like how Chris Evans went from I'm going to retire after this and just focus on directing, to be like, oh yeah, I really want to be in Iron Man 4. I'm totally going to sign up for more movies. In the span of 6 months or whatever. So that speaks volumes.
Yeah, I don't remember.
But sorry. So imagine if they do that, they bring back all these villains who everyone criticizes Marvel for doing a shitty job with villains and killing them off too quick. But what if now it's your way to bring Red Skull into the present timeline, and it's your way to bring back Ronan the Accuser, so you can do all those cosmic stories properly. Anyways, awesome stuff, potentially.
I was hearing from some, I don't remember who said this, but like before Captain America, Chris Evans was like one flop away from like doing an NCSI show or something like that.
Yeah, pretty much.
But yeah, Marvel is firing on all cylinders. I don't see why you wouldn't want to sign up, especially if at the end of Phase 3, I'm sure they'll jump into new territory. I don't know if do we think Inhumans is still end of Phase 3 or that?
No, so they actually they spilled that too in their press release for Doctor Strange, I believe, when they officially announced production, which was strange because they'd already been shooting for 3 weeks in the fall. But when they announced that, they said they made some comment about we're continuing our efforts to introduce new and great superheroes without Phase 3, and they actually specifically said the 8 or 9 films of Phase 3. So Phase 3 seems to end with Infinity War Part 2, and Inhumans is the beginning of Phase 4.
Which would make sense, because like Infinity War is the culmination of everything that started since the first one. So
like 100 years from now, when people look back, they'll be, regardless of what happens in the future, Iron Man through Infinity War, beginning and end. Everything else is gravy.
Big time. And that can actually mirror the more modern comics where if you read the Hickman stuff before they get to Secret War, they go from the Infinity storyline with Thanos, and that kind of ends with there's connection between Thanos and the Inhumans, and that leads to Inhumanity, which they can kind of adapt for Phase 4 with the Inhumans coming up everywhere. So, should be cool.